Scientists combined the genes of a shark and an octopus, but they had no idea what it would lead to. This is the movie Sharktopus, and you better not have lunch while watching it. A brother and sister are vacationing with their families on one of the beaches of Southeast Asia. Suddenly, a large fish jumps out of the water, and behind them appears a huge creature resembling an octopus, attacking the tourists. After its leap, the creature remains lying on the shore, and dozens of rescuers and scientists gather there. The enormous octopus is dead, but no one knows why. The scientists take samples of its tissue. They are led by the director of the pharmaceutical company, Mr. Chen, and his assistant, Dr. Fan. The researchers put on protective suits, and after making an incision, they go inside the creature. Inside, they find 4 embryos, but all of them are also dead. The scientists continue their search. Finally, they manage to find a living larvae. But why is it so large? It turns out the scientists transplanted a shark gene into this octopus. Panic spreads inside the octopus. Communication with the scientists is interrupted. Other researchers approach the creature's body and look inside the incision. A couple of frightened scientists jumps out and advise everyone to run away quickly. And for a good reason. Out of the hole emerges the Sharktopus. People scatter in all directions as the mutant knocks them down with its tentacles and then uses its huge teeth. However, soon the creature drops to the ground without any signs of life. The people pull one of the scientists from its mouth. Fortunately, he is okay. Mr. Chen is informed that the Sharktopus is dead. But inside the monster, there is one more larvae, and it is alive. Fan advises Chen to stop with this crazy experiment. Their creation is behaving aggressively. But Chen refuses to do so, because he dreams of making a brilliant discovery. Fan returns home to her son Xiaolong. The boy is seriously ill, and the woman is willing to do anything to help him recover. She believes that the Sharktopus's brain fluid will help him. Suddenly, someone attacks her. We see a luxurious cruise ship at sea. Fan regains consciousness on board. She is greeted by Mr. Chen. The man states that the woman must continue the experiment, otherwise she won't be able to save her son. Chen shows the woman the living Sharktopus larvae. She must do everything to ensure the little monster survives. Realizing that she has no choice, Fan gets to work. She extracts the brain fluid from the larvae and injects a balancing solution so that the shark and octopus genes can merge and grow. Suddenly, the woman gives the order to destroy the larvae. But she doesn't have time to do this, as the little Sharktopus attacks another scientist, Lee, and tries to sever his arm. After that, it breaks its aquarium and escapes. The alarm sounds. The monster attacks another scientist and then drags the injured Lee into the aquarium with its tentacles. Fan is the only one who manages to survive. She escapes from the laboratory and sees that the Sharktopus is growing at an astonishing rate. It seems she was deceived, as someone else's gene was injected into the monster. It's no problem for such a monster to get out of the laboratory. A SWAT team breaks into the cruise ship and eliminates several people. They are representatives of Interpol, led by a man named Fei. They have discovered that Chen is using genetic engineering for illegal purposes and wants to stop the madman. These fighters are true professionals, and they easily tackle Chen's people. Soon, they find the villain himself. The man has gathered the richest and most influential citizens of the country on board and boasts that he will show them something truly extraordinary today. He is confident that his discovery will help him in the fight against various diseases. One of the passengers feels unwell and goes out onto the deck. She notices the Sharktopus in the water and she feels worse. The SWAT team continues their operation and finds a white shoe on the deck. The fighters realize that the monster is somewhere nearby. Terrified, Fan storms into Chen's presentation and finds her boss. The woman informs him that the monster has mutated and killed the other scientists. But the mad Chen replies that his experiments require sacrifice. A disco starts on board, the Sharktopus infiltrates the dance hall, but no one notices it yet. Two Interpol agents arrest Chen. At that moment, the creature grabs one of the dancers and then another. The music is so loud that the passengers don't even notice. Fan turns off the speaker and demands that the people flee immediately. The passengers don't believe her and just laugh in response. And that's a big mistake, as the Sharktopus appears behind Fan. It seems to have grown even larger. The monster attacks the DJ and panic ensues among the crowd. Faye saves Fan. A real chaos ensues on board. It seems the Sharktopus hates people, or perhaps it uses them like a disposable toy. Maybe it's just playing tag with them. In any case, the chances of defeating it are slim. The Interpol agents hide in the kitchen and lock the door. Someone tries to break in. Fortunately, it's just one of the crew members. Fan admits that the Sharktopus is an experimental creature with the genes from an octopus and a shark. Chen shifts all the blame onto her, as if it was she who created and raised it. Moreover, he regrets nothing, because he has achieved his goal. One of the agents hits the man in the face for saying this. Fan cries, and Faye tries to comfort her. It turns out that he is her ex-husband. Furthermore, he is the father of her child. Behind the two agents, huge tentacles appear. A shootout begins. People flee through another exit, while Faye and Fan return to the laboratory for the Sharktopus's brain fluid. It is the only thing that can save Xiaolong. Unfortunately, the monster comes across them. Faye distracts it with live fish, and they make it to the laboratory. The woman cuts her arm with a shard of glass. This is bad, as the Sharktopus can smell blood. Our heroes manage to hide, and the monster does not notice them. Leaving the laboratory, the creature finds the other Interpol agents and attacks one of them. Seizing the opportunity, the captain of the ship deals with Chen's guard, and the man finds himself free. He escapes with his assistant and locks the door in front of the surviving Interpol agents. One of them, Ginger, is seriously wounded. Only a girl named Blackie manages to escape. Her friend sacrifices himself to give her a chance to survive. He has a grenade. An explosion is heard. Chen finds the cabin where Xiaolong was locked up and asks the boy to speak to his mother over the intercom. Hearing her son's voice, the woman becomes furious. Chen demands that the scientists bring him the Sharktopus brain fluid. Only then will he give back her son. Fan sneaks into the laboratory and finds a vial with the monster's remaining brain fluid. Unfortunately, there is too little of it, so the woman grabs a large syringe. She wants to extract new fluid from the living Sharktopus. To do this, they need to neutralize the monster and inject it directly into the soft spot at the back of its head. Faye takes the neutralizer and doses himself with a nutrient solution to attract the Sharktopus. Soon the monster appears. Our heroes lock themselves in one of the compartments and barricade the door. However, the monster breaks through the floor and continues the chase. Faye releases freezing liquid into the compartment. This should hold it back. The Sharktopus attacks Fan and then Faye. Fortunately, it cannot reach the man thanks to the metal structure. The temperature in the compartment is rapidly dropping. Fan regains consciousness and grabs the device for extracting the brain fluid. She manages to obtain it from the monster's head. Now they need to get out of there quickly. The Sharktopus bites off its frozen tentacles, but this doesn't help much, as soon it freezes completely. The characters are very cold too. Now they need to come up with a plan to save Xiaolong. Suddenly, Chen enters. In his hands is an explosive device, and beside him is little Xiaolong, wrapped in wires. He demands that Fan hand over the vial of the brain fluid. Faye does this and hands the suitcase with the medicine to Chen. Blackie comes just in time. A fight begins. Fan finds her son and removes the explosives from him. Meanwhile, the cooling device malfunctions. The temperature in the compartment with the Sharktopus starts to rise. The monster comes back to life and breaks free. Its first move is to attack the villain Chen. Well, the villain gets what he deserves. Faye hands the explosives to Blackie. She throws them into the compartment with the Sharktopus. A massive explosion happens, creating a breach in the ship. Our heroes urgently make their way to the deck. The liner begins to be flooded, the engines fail, and the reefs are ahead, and the crew has no time to turn the ship around. The remains of the Sharktopus fall into the sea, where they are eaten by another Sharktopus, much larger than the first. All the surviving characters make it to the deck. Faye promises to his son that he will save him. The liner hits the reef and begins to sink. People scatter in all directions. The ship starts to capsize. A giant Sharktopus appears nearby. It climbs aboard to have a meal. The next battle for survival begins. The Sharktopus uses its tentacles, while Blakey wields a katana, showing madness and excellent fighting skills. She leaps into the monster's jaw and delivers a powerful blow. The monster sinks to the bottom, but then resurfaces and tries to capsize the ship. People cling on with all their strength. The ship's cook falls down. Only Faye, Fan and Xiaolong survive. The Sharktopus approaches them once again. Fan grabs the neutralizer and says goodbye to her son, then jumps into the monster's jaw. Faye hugs his son. Now only the two of them remain. But wait, what's this? Fan is alive. She is inside the monster. The woman makes the last injection in its life. The Sharktopus roars in fury and sinks to the bottom. We see Faye and Xiaolong sitting on the seashore. The boy draws his family, folds the drawing into a bottle and throws it in the water so that his mother can see it. After that, father and son head home.